Hey everyone, this is She Writes Well Too, and I'm back with another blog post. So, just question something that had been on my mind for a while. When it comes to relationships, what is the deal with men? And women tend to do this too, but I see this more often than not with men. What is it with men not wanting to just leave relationships? For example, if you know that you're looking for marriage and the woman that you're with is not marriage material according to you, or she doesn't meet the qualities that you want, what is the deal about breaking up with a woman just to linger around in her life and do what? Like, you guys just kind of become like her critic. You start analyzing her life, how she looks, her circle of friends, if she has kids after you, like just any relationship decision she makes. I mean, me personally, if you're just gonna hang around me just to be, frankly, just a pain in the ass, then why do you want to be there? Why don't men just walk away from relationships? And this is a scary thing with me because I've been through this before. Me, I'm one of those people, as soon as I feel like there's communication or the relationship is out of sync, or just getting to that point where one of us is starting to get bored or just, losing interest, I'm very vocal about that. And men tend to think, oh, you're just being emotional, you're just, being a little too much, or you're putting 100 on a 10 situation, whatever a stupid euphemism they like to, or antidote they like to proceed with at that time. But me, I'm just very big on not lingering around in relationships that are not going anywhere. Like, literally, if you guys can't stand each other anymore and you can't communicate, and you've already realized this is not someone you want to marry, it's not someone you want to have children with, and it's definitely not someone you want to build with, why do men linger? Like, do you just literally stay in a woman's life just to continue to have sex with her, or what is the deal? Why don't you just move on? And I've heard men say a million times, like, oh, well, it's easier for women to get over breakups because women tend to have a circle of friends and everything. And it's not even that. It's just, we as women, if a woman ever just ups and leaves a man in a relationship, 9 times out of 10, this woman has been giving you signals for the last, I would say, a good 3 or 4 months, or she's hinted that she was unhappy, or things needed to change, or that the communication was dying, or you weren't satisfying her, or whatever the, conversations had tend to been at that time. But women 9 times out of 10 don't just walk out of a situation without a fair warning. So most women, if you're like me, before I just up and leave a guy and call it quits for sure and change my phone number and go through all these links so you can't contact me, I have probably given that man at least 2 or 3 times to get back in line with me and get the relationship back in line. So at that point, I'm just at my point of, okay, I brought the issue to him, he didn't say anything. I brought the issue again, he ignored it, or just, thought I was being over the top. And then it's like by the 3rd time, it's like, okay, well, now I'm just dating people. Because this is what happens, men. When you just linger around in women's lives and you don't really have anything to offer, why are you there? If you don't want the relationship anymore, like, are you literally just having sex and going through the motions? Like, how can you just lay down in bed with somebody like that and just sit there and just sleep with them just because, I don't know, nothing else is on TV? I tend to notice a lot of this happens in relationships, especially marriages. I see where people separate, or they call themselves separating, but neither one of them wants to sign papers for whatever reason, and they live in the same house, and they literally are just going through the motions. Like, some of them sleep in separate beds together, some of them sleep in the same bed, but I just don't understand. That's just a question for men for me. Why do you linger in women's lives when you know that you don't have any intentions on making any permanent positions in this lady's life, or making any permanent decisions? You're not trying to have children with her. You're not trying to start a business or build a family. So it's like, and you're saying that she isn't worth marrying. So what are you doing with her? Is she just a good enough candidate to pass the time with you? Or what's actually keeping you there? And I mean, don't tell me that you just don't want to leave because you feel like it can be saved. Because, bro, if it could be saved, it would have been saved, 2 years ago. But If it's been a while and you just find yourself, with somebody and it's stagnant, why are you there? Are you just there because you don't want to be alone? Because I never ever want a man to just ever stay with me because he's afraid to be alone. Because at that point, it's not even about love. It has nothing to do with me. It's literally his own insecurity. And that's not a good enough reason to stay in a relationship. If a man ever tells me that, oh, I just didn't want to be alone, or I didn't want to start over, then I'm definitely going to help push him out of the door and suggest that he go find someone else. Because what happens when people linger in relationships and you're not communicating, you're not attracted to the person anymore, you barely see them or barely do anything romantic or spending time with them, you're not really talking about your life goals anymore with this person. It's like, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for me to just say one day, hey, by the way, I know we've kind of been off and on for the last 3 months, and I know you've been kind of trying to take some steps towards me, but I kind of met somebody else and I like him better, so yeah, we're just gonna move in together now. And I feel like that tends to be one of the things that happens because people are too scared to just be honest and say, hey, I don't want this relationship anymore. I don't hate you, but we're just not compatible. And I just feel like men want you to go with the status quo. They just want you to sit there, have a mediocre situation, and just shut up and just be like, oh, well, at least you have a man. If I hear that one more time, I'm just gonna lose it. But this is She Writes Well Too. Just some thoughts on my mind. So why is it that men linger in relationships? If you can do better and you want better, go find better. But don't drag me down in the process because you feel like you can't leave. Because at the end of the day, nobody respects a coward. And staying in a relationship that isn't healthy, or you feel like you're not giving your best and you're just giving, 2%, there's no reason for you to be there making me miserable and making yourself miserable. So again, guys, if you want to leave, just leave, because you're doing more damage to the damaged goods that you claim she already is by making the situation worse. And then it just makes it hard for her to actually move on when the situation has been over and done. So I don't know if you men are just waiting for a window, or if you needed permission or a high five or something on the way out. But listen, if you want to go, and especially if you're dating me and you want to leave and you feel like you're miserable, please go. Don't hang in there, because nobody gets a participation trophy for participating in a crappy relationship that's basically on a merry-go-round to go to Shitville. So this is She Writes Well Too. I'm signing off, and don't stay in relationships that suck. Find somebody better. Life's too short for that. I'm out.